Hello and welcome. Today I will share with you background information on our new foam booster, Kivit Vanakapa X01. We will first start talking about the technology, then later we will look into the performance in the end application, third, the benefits in terms of bulk density, and finally we will look into the foam stability. So let's start with the technology. Kappa X01 is not developed as our standard foamers or regular foamers you can find on the market. This is done with our booster technology. You might be wondering, what exactly is that? With this technology, we're able to entrap 20 times more gas in the particle and achieve a high bulk density, allowing us to have a great and excellent foam stability and foam height, while only using 1 to 2 grams per serving. In order to show you this, here we have two samples. On the left one, we have the standard foamer, and on the right, we have the Vanakapa X01. We can clearly see the differences in terms of powder properties, and especially in terms of bulk density. Vanakapa X01 has a higher bulk density than a standard foamer, and it has 20 times more gas in it. Also, Vanakapa X01 is not a foamer. This is a foam booster, which means that due to its composition, it cannot be used by itself. It always needs to be coupled or used together with a foamer or a foam compatible creamer in order to achieve that excellent rich cappuccino and latte that you're looking for. Let's look into the performance. And the best way to doing this is with two recipe applications. So here on my left hand, we have recipe 1, which is a standard cappuccino recipe using a standard foamer. And here we have recipe 2, where we have replaced 1.5 grams of the foamer with Vanakapa X01. So now let's prepare them and see the performance of both of them. As you can see, recipe 2 has clearly a higher foam height than recipe 1. And this is all thanks to the addition of Vanakapa X01, only using 1.5 in the serving. Let's look into one of the key benefits of Kappa X01, which is bulk density. By using Kappa X01 in your cappuccino powder mix, you're able to achieve a high bulk density and also reduce your packaging material. And the best way to show you this is with 3 application samples, 3 recipes. So here we have recipe 1 and recipe 2, which were shown earlier before. So recipe 1 is using a standard cappuccino foamer. Then in recipe 2, we have replaced 1.5 grams of foamer with Vanakapa X01. And then, in order to achieve the best and the highest bulk density possible, we are using not a foamer, but a creamer. And it's not just any creamer. It's a foam compatible creamer together with Kappa X01 in order to achieve a high bulk density. And you can clearly see it here in the 3 samples, having recipe 1 with the lowest bulk density, very bulky, compared to recipe 3, which is the one with the highest bulk density. You can clearly see it. So now let's look into the performance. How do all 3 of them perform and compare to each other? So here you have it. We can clearly see that recipes 2 and 3, which contain Vanakapa X01, have a clearly high foam than recipe 1, where it is just a standard foamer being used. So now let's talk about foam stability. For this, we have chosen 2 application recipes to show you. In recipe 1, which is the same one as shown earlier, where we're using a standard foamer in a standard cappuccino recipe, and then we have recipe 3, which is the high bulk density recipe using a foam compatible creamer. So now we will prepare both of them, and then we will leave them for 10 minutes and we will evaluate the foam height. So now we will leave them for 10 minutes and we'll come back and look at the results.